a pork chop, bone-in pork chop, hands down, no questions asked. I would be okay with just selling pork. But business says that we also need to sell beef.
Farming brings us joy. It does.
We wanted to know where our food was coming from, and we know that that's important to other people as well.
We sell beef, pork, and lamb from our farm directly to consumers.
King Solomon said it the best. I've been young and I've been old, but I've never seen the righteous forsaken.
My favorite thing about the farm store, number one, is that it's on our farm. I like that it's small and homey and farmish and not big and fancy, because we're not big and fancy. We're homish and farmish.
Whatever that means.
Whatever that means. We're that for sure. We're not fancy.
Probably mine, because I'm always the one that comes up with the
wild dreams
and ideas that Karah has to wrestle with for about 2 years before she's ready to do them. So that's probably me.
Yes. Life in general scares me, but yes. Yes. Basically everything about farming scares me. But for some reason, I keep doing it anyway, so it must be worth it. I think it was your idea. And
I built it. It was just a tractor shed.
Yeah, when we looked at this property and we saw that little shed, we were like, we can make this a farm store. Mm-hmm. Like, we can turn this into a little store, and it's already here. Like, we're not going to have to. I mean, we did invest money in it, but it was money that we had to invest. We had the money. How can we invest it? And that's what we did, and I feel like it was a good decision.
For me, the farm, the biggest idea of the farm, the furthest out is the legacy that Karah and I together are building. So our kids, some years from now, hopefully will come back here and work with us, or if they don't, we can leave them some land to build a house on or a home on. So we're trying to create something in the now that will sustain us in the now through food, and also sustain us in the future through having land and resources to pass on to our children.
So on Saturdays, in between like customers at the store, I usually spend time like getting caught up on email work, on all kinds of like this type of work that I really need not be interrupted by kids, because that's like the only time that I have when I'm not interrupted by kids. So I try to get as much of this like stressful, making sure each one of my shipments are ready for me to just print the labels. I also go through all my emails, like business emails, and make sure everything's finished and done. I usually like schedule all of our Facebook posts for the week on Saturdays so that I don't have to even fool with Facebook. And sometimes I might like try to add recipes or something to our website, but some days like I despise social media, I despise it, but I realize that it is just such a useful tool for us, not just for our business, but for outside of our business. I've created relationships with people that want me to become involved with their business, that want me to share their business and are willing to, give me a commission for that. And I'm so thankful for that. And these relationships are one of the reasons why I continue like I do on social media. Like the very first day we started shipping, we're like, we got this. We did all this that we just did, and then we taped all the boxes shut like idiots and had no idea what was in any of the boxes before we put the labels on.
When we just had the 2 or 3 deep freezers and very little meat to sell, we would go to farmers markets, and we had to really work super hard to just sell one beef. It would take us months to sell one beef.
I love
as stressful as shipping day is, I love that day. Like when it's over and all the shipments are going, it's very rewarding. Like, you know, that I don't know, it just means something that like these people that could have ordered from anyone or just gone to the grocery store or whatever, like they actually came to our website and ordered meat from us for us to ship to their house. Like it's very rewarding.
You know, if we choose to be scared to death all the time and never take a chance, I am not scared to say you're gonna miss out on some stuff. There ain't no doubt in my mind. I was a scared little kid for sure, and I'm still a nervous guy, like an anxious guy, no doubt. Like I'm not scared. I'm just crazy enough to take the risk, I guess, at this point. But I still remember stuff from my childhood and my teenage years now that I think back and wish I would have been courageous enough to do it, and I didn't do it. Try not to let that happen anymore. We try to live it to the fullest extent. We also understand that it's short and it can change in just a second too.
For me, this farm we have built from the ground up. So each and every animal that's here was brought here by us, or born here, and we saw it born. And like for me, I feel like that's very special. You know, when there's a lot of first generation farms, they start from the ground up. For us, we learned from the ground up too. Like it's not like we came into this knowing what we were doing. Like,
still don't know what we're doing.
You know, but I cracked my own self up the other day because I walked into the pasture and from a distance, like several hundred feet, I knew what cow it was. This one black cow, I knew who she was from like how far apart her nose holes were. I'm like, that's 1851. I know that it's her. I can't see her tag, but I know that it's her because I can tell by her face. And you get up on her and it was 1851. And I laughed at myself because I thought it's so funny because anybody else, you just walk into a pasture and you see all these black cows, but we, by looking at them, if they didn't have their ear tags in their ears, I could tell you who each cow was because, you know, it all started here. You know, they've always been here with us all these years from the very beginning. Our black baldy twins that we started with at the very beginning that drive Caleb nuts, but he will not get rid of because they mean something to him.
Dreams become goals, and goals become reality with hard work. I would challenge anybody who wants to take that chance to take it.